What if the key to a stronger heart and better circulation isn't about walking for miles? What if instead it's about rediscovering a power you already hold, right in the comfort of your own home, perhaps even in your favorite chair? Let me tell you about Linda.
For Linda, the garden wasn't just a patch of dirt. It was her sanctuary. It was where she felt the legacy of her mother, who taught her how to read the seasons in the soil. It was where she'd always felt most connected, most alive. But lately, a subtle thief had crept into her sanctuary. It wasn't a pest or a blight on the leaves. It was a creeping coldness that started in her toes, a dull ache that radiated from her swollen ankles, a fatigue that settled deep in her bones. Poor circulation, the doctor had said, a simple name for something that felt like a slow, deliberate theft of her life's simplest joys. She'd try to kneel, just for a moment, to pull a stubborn weed, but the pain in her joints would protest, and the effort of getting back up would leave her breathless and frustrated. The vibrant world of her garden was starting to feel like it was on the other side of a thick glass wall. Linda had always been a woman in motion. In her youth, she was the first on any dance floor, a whirlwind of energy and laughter. She'd raised 2 children, run a household, and walked countless miles through her small town, always with a purpose and a smile. Her body was her partner, her ally. But now it felt like a stranger. The swelling in her legs made her favorite shoes feel like vices. The numbness in her feet turned a simple walk to the mailbox into a carefully calculated risk. Her world, once as wide as she chose to make it, had shrunk to the confines of her living room. The daily erosion was the hardest part. It wasn't one big event. It was 1,000 tiny defeats that chipped away at her spirit. Her grandson's disappointment when she couldn't get on the floor to build a castle with him. The flicker of embarrassment when she had to ask her daughter, for the 3rd time that day, to retrieve something from the kitchen. The quiet sigh of surrender when she looked at her beautiful, sturdy walking shoes, now gathering a fine layer of dust in the closet. Each moment was a reminder of what she was losing. Each day, the vibrant, capable woman she knew herself to be felt a little further away. One Tuesday afternoon, the low point arrived. It wasn't dramatic. It was quiet, which somehow made it worse. She was sitting in her armchair, watching the world go on without her through the large picture window. Children rode by on their bikes. Neighbors chatted over fences. It was a beautiful day, and she was a prisoner in her own home. A single, devastating thought surfaced from the depths of her heart, clear and cold as ice. Have I become a spectator in my own life? The question hung in the silent room, heavy and suffocating. It was a moment of absolute reckoning, the kind that can either break you or forge you anew. For a long while, Linda just sat there, letting the full weight of her despair wash over her. But then, her gaze drifted to a small, dusty box in the corner of the room. Tucked inside were her mother's old gardening gloves, worn, stained with the earth of 100 seasons, but still strong. She remembered her mother's voice, firm and kind, from a lifetime ago. Strong hands, strong heart. Linda, you don't need to move mountains. You just need to keep your hands in the soil. A spark flickered within her, a quiet defiance. The advice she'd been given, just walk more, was impossible. It felt like being told to climb a mountain when she could barely manage a single step. But her mother's wisdom, that was different. It wasn't about the mountain, it was about the soil. It was about starting with what you could do. A new thought took root in her mind, a simple but powerful phrase. It doesn't have to be a marathon. It just has to be a start. And so, it began. Not with a walk around the block, but with a simple squeeze of a soft ball while she watched the evening news. Then, sitting in that very same armchair, she started to gently lift her legs, one at a time, just a few inches off the floor. It felt small, almost silly at first, but she kept at it, day after day. Slowly, miraculously, the world began to open up again. The daily leg lifts made her feel more stable. The grip squeezes made opening a jar less of a battle. A few weeks later, she found herself kneeling in her garden, a thick foam pad, to be sure, but she was there. Her hands were back in the soil. The warmth of the sun was on her back. She wasn't just a spectator anymore. She was a participant. She was reclaiming her life, not in miles, but in precious, hard-won moments. Linda's story isn't about a miracle cure. It's about a change in perspective. It's about understanding that for many of us, especially those of us over 65, or anyone dealing with joint pain, fatigue, or limited mobility, the common advice to just walk more can feel like an impossible, even a risky demand. It's a story that proves there is another way.
So why is that simple advice so often overrated? And what are the powerful expert-recommended alternatives you can do right from your own home? In the next few minutes, we're going to share 5 gentle, safe movements that boost your circulation, support your heart, and help you feel more energized. These aren't just random exercises. They are strategic keys to unlocking better health, especially if you often experience cold or numb feet, swelling in your legs, or feel drained after sitting for too long. We will journey through these strategies together, starting with a foundational movement and building up to our final number 1 revelation. And believe me, you are going to want to stay for that final insight. It's a quiet, simple practice that many cardiologists are now recommending to help manage blood pressure, and it's something you can do without ever taking a single step. It might just be the most important health secret we share today. Before we begin, please remember that all the information shared today is for educational purposes. Everyone's health situation is unique, so please consult your doctor or healthcare provider before making any significant changes to your exercise or health regimen. Our goal is empowerment through knowledge, so you can have informed discussions with them. And if you're ready to reclaim your energy and independence, consider subscribing and hitting that bell. Our community is all about uplifting and empowering you on your health journey. Now, let's begin. Our foundational movement, the second heart activator. Let's start with a fascinating question. Did you know you have a second heart in your body? It's true, and activating it is perhaps the simplest, most overlooked secret to improving your vascular health, especially when you're seated. The problem we're tackling here is one of simple physics: gravity. When we sit for extended periods, our heart, our primary pump, has to work incredibly hard to pull blood all the way back up from our feet. Over time, this can lead to that familiar pooling of blood in the lower legs, causing swollen ankles, cold feet, and that heavy, sluggish feeling. This puts a constant, low-grade strain on our entire cardiovascular system. To truly grasp how this works, let's use an analogy. Imagine your circulatory system is a multi-story building, and your heart is the main water pump in the penthouse. That pump can easily send water down, but getting water from the basement all the way back up to the top floor is a huge strain. It needs help. This is where our foundational movement comes in. Your calf muscles are like a series of booster pumps installed on every floor. Every time they contract, they give the water a powerful push upwards, relaying it from one floor to the next. This takes an enormous load off the main pump in the penthouse. This is precisely what chair-based foot pumps do. They are, quite simply, the on switch for those booster pumps. This gentle movement mimics the natural pumping motion of walking, but without putting any stress on your knees, hips, or back. Here's how to do it, and you can start right now as you're watching. Sit tall and comfortably in your chair with your feet flat on the floor. First, lift your heels up as high as you can, while keeping the balls of your feet on the ground. Feel that gentle squeeze in your calves. That's the pump working. Hold it for a second. Then slowly lower your heels and lift your toes up toward your shins. That's 1 repetition. Repeat this slowly and steadily, aiming for about 20 repetitions whenever you think of it. This tiny movement gets your blood flowing and gently awakens your entire circulatory system. But the benefits go far beyond the physical. For many, being told to move more can feel discouraging if pain or instability is an issue. Therefore, this little exercise becomes a powerful tool to break that mental barrier. It's a victory. It's proof that you can take an active role in your own well-being without needing special equipment or even having to stand up. Just like Harold, the 78-year-old who found that doing these while watching TV reduced the swelling in his feet and, more importantly, made him feel like he was part of his own recovery again. Essential habit number 4, the gentle leg rejuvenator. Now that we've woken up that second heart in our calves, let's engage the body's largest engines, the powerful muscles in our thighs and glutes. This brings us to our 4th essential habit, seated leg lifts. The conflict here is the slow, insidious weakening of our leg muscles that happens from prolonged sitting and a more sedentary lifestyle. This doesn't just impact our strength, it directly affects our circulation and stability. Weak quadriceps can lead to unsteady knees, and inactive glutes can contribute to poor balance, making the very idea of walking feel more precarious. This can create a vicious cycle. We feel unsteady, so we move less, and as a result, our muscles get even weaker. Let's use another analogy. Think of your leg muscles, your quads, hamstrings, and glutes, as the powerful support columns holding up a magnificent bridge. When these columns are strong and actively maintained, the bridge is stable, secure, and traffic, your body's circulation and nerve signals, flows smoothly and efficiently across it. But if those columns begin to weaken and crumble from disuse, the entire structure becomes wobbly and unstable. Traffic slows to a crawl. Seated leg lifts are like a gentle, consistent maintenance program for those columns, reinforcing them one by one, restoring strength and stability to the entire structure without putting it under any major stress. Here's how simple it is to perform this wonderfully effective habit. Sit up straight and tall in a sturdy chair, holding onto the sides for balance if you need to. Engage your core slightly. Slowly and with control, lift one foot just a few inches off the ground, keeping your leg straight but not locking your knee. Hold it there for a count of 3. You should feel the muscles in your thigh engage, then just as slowly lower it back down. Now switch to the other leg and repeat. As these large muscle groups engage, they squeeze the deep veins within them, pushing a significant volume of blood back up towards your heart. This provides a huge assist to your circulation. Therefore, over time, this simple move can help increase your stamina, warm up your feet and toes, and make your knees feel more stable and supported. And just like with our first movement, there's a profound mental payoff. Every time you lift your leg, you're sending your brain a powerful message. I am still in control of my body, I am strong. That sense of agency is a potent antidote to the feelings of helplessness that can accompany limited mobility. It's about reclaiming your strength on your own terms. Key strategy number 3, the posture and power reset. So far, we've focused entirely on the lower body, but poor circulation and fatigue aren't just issues of the legs. That brings us to our third key strategy, which targets the very core of our circulatory and respiratory systems, the wall push-up. The problem this strategy addresses is the natural tendency for our posture to curve forward as we age. We spend more time sitting, our upper back muscles can weaken, and our chest muscles can tighten. This subtle slump does more than just affect our appearance. It physically compresses the space in our chest cavity. This restricts the movement of our diaphragm and the full expansion of our lungs, meaning we take shallower breaths. And shallower breaths mean less oxygen gets into our blood, forcing the heart to beat faster to deliver the oxygen our body needs. Let's use a simple metaphor. Imagine your torso is a beautiful handcrafted accordion. When you stand or sit tall with good posture, the accordion is fully extended. It can draw in a huge volume of air and produce a loud, rich, powerful note with ease. But when we slouch, the accordion is compressed. It can't take in much air, and the note it produces is weak, thin, and strained. Wall push-ups are like a gentle, rhythmic exercise of stretching that accordion open again. Each repetition encourages your chest to open, your shoulders to pull back, and allows you to draw in a deeper, more powerful breath. This is why this exercise is such a brilliant alternative to walking for many. It strengthens the chest, shoulders, and core without any of the jarring impact on the lower back, hips, or knees. It is completely joint-friendly. Here's how to get started. Stand about 2 feet away from a sturdy, clear wall. Place your hands on the wall slightly wider than your shoulders, at about shoulder height. Now, when it comes to a new exercise routine like this, it's especially important for us to approach it with awareness. Start gently and listen to your body. Slowly bend your elbows, bringing your chest toward the wall while keeping your back straight. Go only as far as is comfortable. Then gently push back to your starting position. That's 1 rep. Just 10 slow, steady repetitions can activate your entire upper body and get your blood flowing. Each controlled push-up helps your heart pump more efficiently and strengthens those crucial muscles involved in breathing. Therefore, the benefits go beyond just the physical. Deepening your breath has been shown to calm the nervous system, and improving your posture can instantly boost your mood and confidence. Just ask Brenda, an 82-year-old who started with just 5 wall push-ups each morning. She said, "I thought my body was too old, but it just needed permission to feel strong again." Sometimes that strength begins by simply leaning into a wall and realizing your body still has your back. Crucial secret number 2, the stability builder. Our next secret looks simple, almost deceptively so. We've already talked about seated leg lifts, but this takes that concept to a profoundly more effective level. This is where we move from simple movement to building true functional strength and endurance. This is the seated straight leg hold. The conflict this exercise resolves is the difference between activation and endurance. A simple leg lift activates the muscle, which is great, but holding that leg up against gravity forces the muscle fibers to remain engaged, building a type of strength called isometric strength. This is the kind of steady, sustained strength that you use every single day without realizing it. It's what keeps you stable when you stand, what helps you climb a flight of stairs without feeling exhausted, and what gives you the confidence to walk across an uneven lawn. Without this endurance, our muscles can fire up, but they fatigue quickly, leaving us feeling weak and shaky. To understand this, let's use an electrical analogy. The seated leg lift we discussed earlier is like flipping a light switch on and off. It shows that the circuit works and the power is there, but the seated straight leg hold is like keeping that light switch on. This requires a constant, steady flow of electricity to keep the bulb brightly lit. The leg hold trains your muscle fibers not just to fire, but to sustain that power over time. It transforms a flicker of strength into a steady, reliable beam. This is what builds real-world stamina. And here is how you do it. Sit tall in your sturdy chair with your back supported. Place your feet flat on the floor. Take a breath, and then extend one leg straight out in front of you so it's parallel to the floor, or as high as you can comfortably go. Now hold it there. At first, maybe you can only hold it for 3 seconds. That's perfect. With practice, you'll aim for 5 seconds, then 10. Then slowly, with full control, lower the leg back down. Repeat with the other leg. Now, as with any activity that builds strength, please remember to start gently and listen to your body. Our goal here is empowerment through knowledge, so you can make the best choices for your unique situation. Don't push into pain. The goal is a gentle challenge. Each time your thigh muscle contracts and holds, it's not only pushing blood back to the heart, but it's also building a foundation of stability that will support you when you stand and walk. Therefore, this is one of the most powerful things you can do from a chair to make walking easier when you do choose to do it. It's what helps you feel more capable and less useless, just as Frank, a 78-year-old, discovered after his doctor recommended them. It's the quiet courage to move your body on your own terms, even if it's just a few inches. The vital truth number 1, the blood pressure whisperer. All right, we have arrived at our final and perhaps most profound revelation. We've activated our second heart, engaged our largest muscles, and reset our posture. But this last truth is different. It requires no major movement. It has nothing to do with your legs or your chest. In fact, the key to unlocking this incredible benefit is quite literally in the palm of your hand. We're talking about hand grip squeezes. I know it might sound anticlimactic. After all the talk of circulation and movement, how could simply squeezing a ball make such a difference? That's the exact question we're going to answer, because this addresses one of the most critical and often silent health issues we face as we age: high blood pressure. Many of us believe that only intense, sweat-inducing cardio workouts can have a real impact on our blood pressure. But a growing body of research, including studies highlighted by organizations like the American Heart Association, is pointing to the remarkable power of isometric hand grip exercises. To understand why, let's use our most important analogy of the day. Think of your arteries throughout your body as brand new, flexible garden hoses. The water flows through them easily, without much pressure. Over time, however, these hoses can become stiff and less pliable, like an old hose that's been left out in the sun for years. Now, when you turn on the spigot, the pressure inside that stiff hose builds up dramatically. This is what happens with high blood pressure. Here's the magic of the hand grip squeeze. When you squeeze a stress ball or a grip trainer, you are temporarily compressing the blood vessels in your arm, like gently pinching that garden hose. This signals your body to increase blood flow to that area. But the real magic happens when you release the squeeze. In response, your body releases substances that cause the blood vessels to relax and widen, a process called vasodilation. It's like the hose expanding to become even wider than it was before. When you do this consistently, it's like a gentle workout for your arteries. You are rhythmically training them to relax and become more flexible. Therefore, this practice, over several weeks, can lead to a notable decrease in your overall resting blood pressure. It's a quiet, powerful way to gently restore elasticity to your vascular system, taking a significant strain off your heart. This is why some cardiologists now consider this a valuable, non-pharmacological tool for blood pressure management. All you need is a tennis ball or a soft stress ball. Take it in one hand and squeeze it with about 30% of your maximum effort. It shouldn't be a white-knuckle squeeze. Hold that contraction for 2 minutes. Then, rest for a minute before switching to the other hand. A typical session involves 2 squeezes per hand, and this vital truth is about more than just blood pressure. A strong grip is one of the leading indicators of overall health and longevity. It reflects your neuromuscular health, and as it fades, independence often goes with it. By practicing this, you are sending a quiet reminder to your body with every single squeeze. I am still strong. I am still in control. And there you have it. The vital truth number 1, the blood pressure whisperer. It seems so incredibly simple, but as we've explored the impact it can have on the flexibility of your blood vessels and the strain on your heart is truly remarkable, which is why we saved it for our final reveal. Today we've covered so much ground together. We started with our foundational movement, the second heart activator, to get circulation moving from your feet. We built on that with essential habit number 4, the gentle leg rejuvenator, to engage your body's largest muscles. We then moved to the upper body with key strategy number 3, the posture and power reset, to help you breathe deeper and support your core. We increased the challenge with crucial secret number 2, the stability builder, to develop real-world endurance. And we finished with our game-changing vital truth number 1, using your grip to gently train your entire vascular system. Each one is a stepping stone. Each one is a message of hope. A message that you are never too old to care for your heart, never too tired to try something gentle, and never too far gone to take one more step toward feeling better. So here is our invitation. Pick just one of these insights to start with today. Maybe it's the gentle foot pumps while you read the paper, or a few hand squeezes during a commercial break. Do it for your heart. Do it for your energy. Do it for you. Which of these insights? Was it the surprising power of the blood pressure whisperer, or maybe the simple logic of the second heart activator, resonated with you the most? Which one are you thinking of trying first? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please share them in the comments below. If you found this journey valuable, please give this video a thumbs up. It truly helps others find this information. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on content designed to help you thrive. Until next time, take care, be gentle with yourself, and know that you still matter deeply.